1:14. Goodbye. So this is where the summer of 2009 began. That's the last of our trash in 2012. The garden looked a little bit different when we moved in. It used to be grass. There was a year where water was very expensive and there wasn't very much, and we weren't allowed to water to some degree, and we turned it into everything but. This railing wasn't here before. We're leaving the furniture for the people who are renting the house. Actually, I should say the house in the distance, the yellow one, was not ours at the time that we moved in here. And these bushes were enormous, absolutely enormous, and they've been cut down quite a bit, but they still needed trim. There's our rental van that we're using to move the last things. Oh, here's someone that I know.
Hey.
And this fireplace wasn't working for the last couple of years that we were here, but we've now reinstalled it. And the room has these really fantastic high ceilings with crown molding. Really enjoyed looking at that all the time. Beautiful windows looking out onto the porch and onto the garden. And now we're in the dining room. This isn't the light that we had all these years. We actually decided to keep the light because we loved it so much. Installed one that we just got from Home Depot. And here's the kitchen. It was usually a lot more full than this. Again, really high ceilings, crown molding. Enjoyed looking at that. Some strange angles. I don't know if you can see that. As well as this funny little nook. There's this room in the back that also looked out onto the garden. And we used to have a desk in here. Another time we had a computer. Another time we had a bedroom. We had all sorts of things going on here. Crazy little closet in the corner. All of the closets have lights, which is kind of funny. So you're never in the dark when you're in the closet. They don't all have windows, however. There's this lovely bathroom with the original floor from 1940 when this addition was put on the house. The house was built in 1909, as far as we can tell. Another one of these closets that's beautifully lit. This was our music room. Lots of noise was made in this music room. And we always noticed that when that fan was on, the piano sounded funny, so there was something strange that happened with the acoustics. And just to complete the first floor tour, here's the patio. Here's all of the things that have survived all these years. First year was 2007 that Leo kept all these plants alive. We're very thankful that he did, because that basket actually came with the house and we're leaving it with the house. We're thankful that he did, because otherwise we would have lost probably all those plants in that incredible summer that there was. So here's the staircase going up. This really old piece of oak that was here as the banister. This low banister going to the second floor, and then this mid-floor room where this was usually our guest room. Whoever came here referred to it as their room, which was kind of a neat thing. And it had its own bathroom, and the tub that it had was one of these claw tubs with the brass and everything. It has its own little closet here, which was usually filled up with everybody's things when they were visiting. Finally, there's this last floor. Again, with one of these little closets. Just so you know, I come up to about here. So it's a very short little closet. It goes pretty far in. Cool. Cool. Never been that empty before. Never been that empty. This one has a fan in it also that we used all the time on those warm nights when we didn't want to air condition too much. Beautiful, gigantic, crazy room with a tiny little Crawl space in the back, same kind of deal. Fan overhead. This is all going to be recarpeted for the new tenants, and it's all wood underneath. It's kind of funny. And here is our walk-in closet. There was a time when all 5 of us used this as our closet, and we all met in the morning and got dressed somewhat together. And again, another one of these closets. And then finally, the bathroom that had a whirlpool, or has a whirlpool. It has a shower stall. It has the toilet in the corner. It has a sink. And then around the corner, there's a second sink. And this is actually the one that we use the most of the time. I hope I'm not making anybody sick. But there's one thing that everyone has to see, which is that the attic looks a lot different from what it did before. You'll notice, I think, if I turn on the light, that it's extremely insulated now. So for anybody who's been up here, you'll see that as a big difference. And the reason why we did that was because I was concerned that whoever took this as a house might not be so happy with the fact that the air conditioning doesn't bring it down to below 80 degrees, which was never a problem for us, but certainly was something that we would prefer it to be able to achieve. So there we have it, 114 East Park Drive. We're now moving out, and there's that person again. Who is she? Who is she? We found a full drawer in the kitchen, and we were supposed to be moved out. 114. Goodbye. We'll be back.